so sick of hearing about Mexican and black farmers.
And
oh, I'm a Mexican. Oh, I'm hoeing. I'm hoeing. I'm a Mexican black farmer.
Oh, it's great. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's his funniest movie. He plays a kid, he plays his dad, and he plays the preacher. It's incredible. I mean,
one night we ought to throw off all our clothes and put on those uniforms over there.
Let's do it now.
I said one night.
This is the night.
Let's do the
never spill your potatoes too soon.
Don't wear my shirt, please.
Oh, we gotta do wall fan.
Where are underarm deodorants?
This is like much too late. This is old business.
I just want to give a shout out to the Marshall.
No, we didn't yet.
To our fans, the 1 or 2 fans we have.
Hey, we met 2 of them. Yeah. Shout out to the guys who were bowling with us the other day. Me and Bicey. Said you liked the show.
No, I checked.
And a shout out to the people
We
that
like
like us. Why you watching, idiot?
Motherfucker.
Yeah. Suck my dick.
And
Just let McCaskey drop.
What a name.
and also just to this is all an act. I mean this is real.
This is heavily scripted.
This isn't all ad.
Yeah, boy, I wasn't sure. We went through the 15th rewrite of this scene. I think we finally nailed it.
You could see.
Well, be sure that if we aren't nailing it, it's not Eric. What you're seeing is the nail. Only the nail.
When the teleprompter works. You may know that we've established a wall of fame for, what would you say, who makes the wall of fame?
We do.
Who's it
We
for?
do. We do.
We make it. But
We make it, it's
how
for
does
us.
a person get on the wall of fame?
It's for us and ours.
Totally up to us.
Well, yeah, no shit, but I
We
mean,
have
what
no
criteria?
standards.
If a person wanted to be on the wall of fame, how should that person
Personal win
feel
is our
themselves?
criteria.
They gotta have some.
like-
They gotta have some real stank going.
Don't. Yeah.
Stank
that's
or
true.
Stank.
Stank.
That's true, but
Not stank.
the
stank.
point is that if you want to be on the wall of fame, it's irrelevant.
Okay.
We don't accept submissions. Or it's whatever. If somebody like if you want to be on the wall of fame, the sure way to not get on the wall of fame is to suggest to me or to any of my brethren here that you want to be on the wall of fame. Because obviously anyone who wants to be on the wall of fame could not deserve to be on the wall of fame.
You're saying it.
I know.
You're saying it.
Preach it.
Preach it, brother.
Yeah, it's like
So anyway, we've had a lot of suggestions for the wall of fame. But first, we
Spicy's
covered
got hard
those
stock paper to show
those
it.
poor souls who've been rejected in their attempts to, well, not necessarily their attempts.
Did you misspell Stefan and just to get back at Lupe for misspelling your name?
Yeah, I did. Well, these ethnic names.
It's Polish. Unlike Bicey, which anybody could. I mean, I'd like to see a justification written for why that name's spelled like it is.
Who is his family off? They'll be dropping your drawer.
Like it should be B-U-Y by S-E-E. Bicey. But no, it's Bicey. 2 S's. I mean, what kind of? That's like you're living in some like Icelandic hovel.
Yeah, it's Belgian, actually. But, my favorite was I was at a track meet one time.
A track meet.
Yeah.
It's my favorite of his track.
They announced me.
It's only the first one I've heard, but I can tell it's going to be my favorite.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I had won the 800 or the 1600, but I had won, right? And I was proud of myself. Okay.
You had won
They
what?
said
Oh, you won.
a race, and
I
they
can't
said
pull 9.5.
first place, Tim Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. Tim Bourgeois.
Who the hell is that? You know?
Thank you.
He was racing Jeff
Well, that's
Proletariat.
So,
Tim
yeah,
Bourgeois.
my
That
favorite,
wasn't bourgeois, was it?
I get a lot of butchering.
Just making a joke.
I get a lot of butchering of my name. My favorite.
We need to finish that list.
Oh, wait, hold on. A little sidebar on butchered names.
Sidebar was
Sidebar.
legal show now.
You want to be
Sidebar.
interviewed on public television? No. That was a convincing no.
My favorite butchering of my name, I got something in the mail one time. Okay, they fucked up even Timothy. It said Hershey Boney.
That's just because they heard us calling you that.
I used to say
We used to call Tim Hershey Bone.
Hershey Boney.
Yeah, I remember those
Hershey
good old
Bone.
days.
Hershey Bone. Hershey Bone.
You put your bone in the Hershey Highway.
You know those little cards that you fill out if you want information about colleges, for instance.
Oh yeah.
I had a friend fill it out all the time. Serge Swastika. And they'd send it out every time. Getting reams of this stuff for this swastika. Anyway, educated bowlers, Wall of Fame rejects. We might want to go through these.
Why? I mean, we've already rejected them.
Well, that's true. But, you know, people might.
But this is
people
on-
might want to know the caliber of person
Now it's been
who can't even make the Wall of Fame.
Now it's
Show
been
us
certified on hard stock paper.
That is hard paper. I wouldn't want to get hit in the head with that paper.
So it's demoralizing. Let's take Stefan's whole future away.
No,
As if you haven't done that.
not true. Not true. If you're Stefan and you're on a list with
Carl.
Ernest Hemingway, Britney Spears, Courtney Love, Jimmy Rogers, Donahue, Bill O'Reilly, Father Coughlin, and Little Dick Cheney. I mean, if you're on a list like that and you're like, what is Stefan, 10 years old? 6 years old?
16.
What did you say he was?
Well, he's the youngest member of this club.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's like the king of the rejects.
How old is Cookie?
No, it's not a reject. I mean,
Here,
to
Joe,
be
give me two of those.
Here,
I'll get another
cameraman's
whiskey.
on this list. Ben, you're on the list of rejects.
But I remember Bicey was the one that rejected Stefan. He almost made it.
Okay, may I know why I was rejected?
Give me a tip.
No.
Did we
75
try
cents.
to?
That,
You are-
in asking that, you pretty much guaranteed that you'll never be.
Hey, order another.
Did we vote on Ben? I don't even
these.
remember that.
Right?
Did we vote on Ben?
Well, yeah, these are
On
all
your
people we
reject
voted
list?
on. Yeah. And it takes just one nay to keep
Takes
you off
one
the wall.
whim
So
of
Ben,
somebody.
you may very well have gotten one or two positive votes.
You at
I
least
don't
got
remember
one.
it that way, though. I don't remember anybody voting.
Well, you got one in that you were, if you're brought up. Yeah, if you're brought up, I think that's a vote for. Yeah.
All right, so
But let's just
are we
bring
good on
up,
this
let's
list?
It
let's
might have been
do it
Billy
quickly.
who.
Carl Eller,
Sometimes people vote people off if they don't know the person, so I don't know
Yeah.
if Billy knows you.
blah, 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 blah. Here are the rejects. Carl Eller, Stefan Solis, Bugs Bunny, Susan Smith, Ben Butler, Ernest Hemingway, Lobotomy Tim, Pouty Dave, Jim Carrey's dad, Marty Seifert, Cookie Monster, Britney Spears, Courtney Love, Jimmy Rogers, Bill O'Reilly, Donahue, Father Coughlin, Kermit Washington, and Little Dick Cheney.
That's an Augusta brief.
Now, if you want to comment on this, I'll just say which of them I was most behind, which I thought should have been on. I'll give you my reflection, and you can give your reflection. For me, who I was most behind was Susan Smith.
I remember that. There's some eloquent arguments for Susan
I had a beautiful argument for Susan Smith, who put her children in a car and pushed the car into a lake, whatever.
Joe likes throwing it.
But the thing is, there's a real sticking point. Anyone Joe's for, I'm against, and vice versa.
Right, which means that no one can ever get on the Wall of Fame by law.
This isn't here.
Unless one of us is.
So you wanted more of the
What hurt me the
nachos.
most
Shut it
was
down.
that Carl Eller did it on the Wall of Fame. Any man with that kind of run,
I don't know why we dismissed Britney Spears.
and who called out what?
let's
Don't
make
talk
her
about
earn it.
Britney Spears while he's talking about Carl
I
Eller.
thought I had a chance here to make my case.
Okay.
Well, our new senator, Norm Coleman, was up sucking up to the state of Minnesota in the Vikings play-by-play booth at halftime of one of the games. I forget this year. Carl Oler was down in the field being inducted into the Vikings Hall of Fame, saluting a real man, our dead singer, Paul Weston.
That was rejected.
Hurt the most.
Well, I guess I wanted Ben on there.
Jesus Christ.
Why'd you vote against it?
I didn't. I actually.
You were the only one who voted against it, as I remember.
I asked you.
We were all pro Ben. He said Ben's got to get on. Lupe was like, over my Mexican ass.
I want Britney Spears to be in it. Why do we reject Britney Spears? What's wrong with Britney Spears?
Well, she needs to mature.
It's only an hour show, man.
She needs to mature a couple years, right? See? She says yeah.
I'm not saying what.
You sure you don't want to come over and sit down?
I don't think silicone matures.
Mitch, do you think we should have allowed Britney Spears on the Wall of Fame? Why for it?
See?
Well,
No.
let's see. Okay, well,
The Educated Bowlers Wall of Fame.
some of these people we rejected, like
All of those
Carl Eller. You think he should have been on the Wall of Fame? No. Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. That was Dilly's suggestion.
Yeah, he wanted to get
He kept
Bugs.
using the word cute.
He
He's so
wanted,
cute.
he wanted to get Bugs Bunny in there when we got Wile E. Coyote, and he wanted to pork barrel Bugs Bunny into this.
Where,
Wouldn't let him do it.
where is Dilly this evening?
He's sick.
Oh.
Get more love.
Even more love.
Love without the
More
glove.
love, more love.
The rumor is that the glove's coming to Minnesota. I'm kind of excited about that. I think it's just a rumor. Here, we have here, moving on from Hall of Fame rejects, we have a couple of people who originally made the Wall of Fame and then through some contrivance on our part were removed from the Wall of Fame.
No
It's really
way, that didn't
ignorant.
happen.
Yes, it's an ignominious sort of thing that happens.
Oh,
here.
yeah, okay.
But we have two people and we have photos of them, which I think
Photos.
Now, the Wall of Fame removals. First, Robert McNamara, erstwhile Secretary of Defense, and Jeffrey Coleman, our own Jeffrey Coleman.
What is
from,
erstwhile?
Southwest State University.
Is this supposed to be actually a cartoon thing of Charles Nelson Riley?
That's Jeffrey Coleman.
Oh no, it's Garrison Keillor, cartoon of Garrison Keillor.
No, it's
You're
Jeff
wrong,
Coleman.
It's Jeffrey Coleman. This is Robert McNamara.
Colnick back in his pipe days.
Take it
With
off.
the Jew, you notice they're both Jewish.
Coleman's not Jewish.
Obviously not. I mean, Jews don't wear glasses.
He's anti.
Or smoking jackets. So anyway, those are.
Yeah, but Jeff,
Any
I mean,
discussion?
Jeff is such a wonderful human. He's too good to be on our Wall of Fame.
I was bing bing. Yeah, baby.
And yourself, how's the family? Good, I'm happy to hear that.
The thing I have to confess to our viewers is that this removals page is a little scheme cooked up by Vicey. There were never any removals. These people were never on the wall.
Yeah.
Well, there's some dispute about that. But
Yeah,
my
apparently.
understanding was that they were on the wall. But,
They were sort of on the wall before the wall existed. But then when we built the wall, we
Can't be on a
so
wall.
the question
before-
is, do you have to?
We talked about them as if they were on the wall
Yeah.
for several weeks.
We
But then we actually voted and they
This
didn't
might have
make
been
it.
while Joe was on. So.
We.
Yeah,
We-
teaching a class.
We're gonna do this all like.
All right.
Preparation H.
So
Here
you
we
got
have.
your final.
Here we have. Drum
This
roll,
is
drum roll,
this
please.
is Bicey's
Drum roll, please.
Colin Powell presentation to the UN here. All the evidence and surveillance he's
Shut up.
Here.
So, we have here the Educated Bowlers Hall of Fame. It's an illustrious
Pretty meager.
group. Just two folks. Wile E. Coyote, seen here out of costume. Probably would recognize him more readily in the costume of a coyote. Does anybody know, why do they pronounce it coyote on that show? It's coyote.
Coyote.
Show.
Coyote.
Coyote is some.
And we also have Kelly's on our Wall of Fame. Wile E. Coyote. She's a bartender who was apparently kind to us and impressed us in some way with the Eagles Club.
She didn't suggest we leave.
She wouldn't take her cap off when we were taking the photo. Anyone have any nominations for the Wall of Fame? That was something less important.
Tim Banks.